All right, this will be a trade recap from Monday, January 29th. So going into the market, we've been kind of in between overall uptrend, but in between this balance between this supply and this demand. And then in a more short term, looking just kind of at the pre-market, we were in this balance between these two support and resistance levels. Um, so I was pretty much watching for reversals at this supply or demand, or if the tape developed in a appealing way at one of those two levels as well. Um, all right, so market opens and rallies into that resistance level that I was just talking about, and um, aggressive buying fails up here, and then we get a little sell off, start chopping a little bit. And right about here, 944 is when I tried my first entry, due to what I saw on the tape. So this was the buying failing at that first attempt, at that like 21 level, and buying was failing at the highs, and then um, when more aggressive buying came in towards the highs, um, aggressive selling came in thereafter, and when buying started failing, or when aggressive buying came in and then started failing at the 21s, even lower than that high, I got in, right there, got some immediate run up and then stopped out. And looking at this trade, okay, this might be the wrong, okay, no. I'm confusing myself. All right, so this retested the high, and then buyers failed up there, further confirming this entry. So this might have been even a better entry later in the trade. But since I was already in the trade, it just added to my thesis. But either way, that trade ended up losing 3.5 points, negative 1R. And then so I stop out here, and I'm pretty much still watching the same idea. At this point, we've broken out of this high of day at 23, and we have supply here right at 24, and the market immediately rejects from right around this supply after making a new high of day, and then it kind of starts testing these highs, but it's unable to break. So you can see this. Here's when the high of day breaks, and then transaction like volume just kind of slowed, and then aggressive selling comes in, and that's when I get in. Or I guess on this one I got in before we kind of started absorbing up here. This I just got in when I saw aggressive selling after slow transaction above. But this trade ended up stopping out for negative 2.25 points. And I thought I had my stop at 24.50, and it got taken at 24.25. And the market never ticked higher than that, so I kind of got unlucky because I re-entered this trade with the same thesis, except with some more failed buyers up here. That's a 5 minute now. I re-entered this trade pretty much right after this. Do I not have... Oh my gosh. I didn't put the right picture in here. And I think I deleted it. But basically I got in again right after that attempt, or right after that stopped out, and then right after I shorted, some really aggressive selling came in, and this was some intraday supply that would later hold throughout the trade, and on every test higher to this level it held, and I ended up scaling out of that first at 8 points and then next at 9 points 30 minutes later for 3.4R. 8.5 average. So at this point on the day, I guess I can just show it on here at least. This is where I barely stopped out at 2.5. You can see these never reached point 24.5, and that's where my original stop would have held. So this really should have only been 2 entries, but instead it was 3. And I got out 1 contract here, and then one here, just a little bit lower. And then I was gonna be done on the day, but then we retested this supply, and I started looking for shorts here, and then again on this break, and then on this move, I lost control and I had some tilt. I took some plays with no edge. I was trying to take a few shorts up here above the all-time highs with no edge to do so, and I ended up costing myself. I was only up like 3 points from those first 2 trades, but I ended up, after the tilt, being down about 15 points on the day. I'm not really gonna go into it. There's stuff to learn from it, but not every trade needs to be talked about. There were invalid reasons for taking trades. I was re-entering some because I just lost. It was an emotional state that is always has always been a struggle, but has been suppressed recently, and I let myself slip up today, and I let my emotions cause irrational decision making, and I can find comfort knowing that I didn't lose trading on my A game. I didn't lose all those points doing the things that I normally do when I have success, and I just know I have to get back to those things that I normally do. Even just how I traded the morning session. Your emotions can build up real fast, and you can do a lot of damage in an hour or two. And luckily, I didn't do too bad. Luckily, I had a really good week last week to where this doesn't hurt too bad. But I did lose 15 points on the day, so gonna move on and get better from it.